So, happy second Sunday. Yeah, do you still have your white stone? Has it been magical for you this week? Yeah, me too. Okay, so I'm Shari Humes. I'm the service assistant for this Sunday, and I want to welcome you all. And we have Kathy and Marcia for our music team this morning. Thank you.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say
Before we begin our prayer, I want to remind you that you can make a prayer request as well. So there's little slips of paper out in the foyer in a box, and you can write who you're praying for and what it is that you're requesting, and then that's prayed over here, and then it goes off to Unity Village as well. So there's an extension of that goodness for whoever is in need. So now let us pause our feelings and thoughts to commune in prayer. First we breathe, then we open to the one presence that is here now within each of us. Individually, your prayers are received. Collectively, our prayers are received. Could one be a whisper and the other a shout? Source hears all. Praying is connecting with oneness, a focused, sacred purpose. Let our focus today be for peace within ourselves, so we be the peace we wish to see in our community, our country, and world. Let our focus be a sacred purpose for all to feel safe wherever they are. To focus and extend healing prayers for those who are facing physical, emotional, or spiritual challenges. We focus our prayers for those affected by the fires in California. Let us help each of our Californians and those families, extended families, find peace, safety, healing in the times ahead. Let's repeat together in this collective time of prayer, peace, safety, healing. If you'll do that with me, peace, safety, healing. And if you would like to include anyone in your life now that could use peace, safety, healing, go ahead and speak their name now. And so it is. Now, in these next minutes, these are just for you to recharge and connect to infuse with Spirit Divine. I invite you to settle into a soothing time of meditation. Meditation invites relaxation to your body and mind. Begin by following your breath for a few cycles. Deep breath in, hold for a second or two, slow breath out. Let each of us find peace within. Feeling your breath, just follow. As we breathe in and out together, we relax. We connect to the one presence and one power we know. In this relaxation, your body and mind sense the natural feeling of love within. Love is in abundance when you blend with Spirit Divine. God is love, you are love. Breathe in. Feel how you begin to open up and feel the harmony within you. Harmony feels like love. It feels like floating. It feels like freedom. Harmony, love, abundance. Think of God as the ocean. You are a drop of water in the ocean. There's no separation. You live within God. God is within you. You are unlimited with abundance of love, joy, and peace. Think of Spirit Divine as the air. And you are a molecule. No separation. We flow like the wind. No limits, only abundance of love, joy, and peace. Breathe in. And taking a few moments to create this abundance within, this feeling of harmony, this feeling of freedom and abundance. What we feel within is what we create with God. We are a community of spiritual travelers. We co-experience the joy of blending with Spirit Divine. With imagination, we can harmonize with all we wish and experience our ever-present abundance. Let us take this forward in our days ahead, and so it is. Amen.
You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings. And with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is found in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go, and the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't have to know right now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your arms rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes and take a breath and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things.
So first I was lost in Shari's meditation. And usually in the meditation, I listen, but I'm also starting to think of my talk. And I was just first like, oh my gosh, what's the talk about? I was just gone. It's okay, now I'm gonna get my head back in the game here. And that was the song that my classmates chose to be our ordination song. So we called Michael Gott. He played that for us in Unity Village at my ordination. So, all right. The talk. What was this about? Oh, I know. The all-ness is within us. You know, some of my friends have talked about having a theme for the year. And I always thought, boy, I love it when I can get a theme for the month to kind of work on. So I pondered that for weeks. And not so much just sort of pulling it out of thin air, but sort of pondering what's been going on for us and where's the thread been going, and what's been useful to the community and to myself. And the word I came up with as a theme for 2025, at least I'm leaning into this for now, is harmony. Harmony. And I read a piece from Dr. Emily Cady. She wrote The Lessons in Truth. And she talked about what love is. And she gave a description of love. And one of the descriptions, she said, it's the power to harmonize. The power to harmonize. I mean, the definition is longer still. But I thought, this is beautiful. It's like, it's not just the theme is love, but the theme is, the power that brings love. One of the energies, one of the things that gives it, juice is this sense of harmony. And as so often happens, once I sort of have, this is what will happen like Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll have a theme in mind. And then I just go, okay, universe, lay it on me, and it always comes. It always does, It'll be someone will say something in the hall, someone will give me a call, something in a book, it'll be something in a movie, something happens. And then I picked up you guys know Substack. It's people do their writings and they share them in Substack. And so one of the people I follow, and you might know her, she's been here before, her name is Spring, and she's a Taoist. And she told this story, it was like it nailed it for me, where she was in a museum in Oslo, and there was this ginormous fishing boat. And there was a sense that these people in Norway, they were great fishers. And there was a statement that the fish in the ocean are unlimited, and we can build a fleet to harness all the fish we could possibly have. This was kind of a way people thought. Except we know that the number of fish in the ocean is not unlimited. There's a limit to the number of fish in the ocean. There's a limit. And we know now that in some practices, whether it's fishing or agriculture or different things we do, or even we think the ecosystem, the climate is unlimited. We could throw as much carbon in as we want, no problem, right? And we know there's limits, there's balances. In the case of the fishermen, we've fished some oceans to the point of exhaustion of the fish and to the point of the ecosystems that support them, and even to some fish to extinction. But the thing is, they weren't entirely wrong in the sense of it's unlimited. Because on the infinite side of things, there is an unlimited energy in consciousness about that fishing. And what they had missed was, out of harmony, they had taken this sense of the unlimitedness in consciousness, the unlimitedness of the divine potentiality, and they interpreted that as only fish. There's a way to interpret the unlimited supply of the ocean is, there is an unlimited way we in consciousness could have divine ideas about how to fish sustainably. In consciousness, in our minds, we can figure out the unlimited possibilities of how we see a sustainable world and how maybe we learn more about the oceans, how we nurture the fish, how we nurture the ecosystem, how we nurture this whole environment. We can get this download in ideas and creativity and in understanding and in order and in balance. We have the ability for an abundance, an unlimited abundance of creativity to know how to fish in a way that's sustainable. Do you see the difference? The unlimited is on the infinite side of the equation. And then we take that into the finite area and we make sure it works to be in harmony. The unlimited to the limited. The eternal to the finite. I mean, this is the harmony of ourselves. We're eternal, and then we embody in a human form that has limits. But we're also unlimited, but we're also limited, but we're also infinite, but we're also finite, but we're also limited. We also have a soul that's eternal, and we also have a body that, we know what happens to those. Oh, I was thinking about this all week. Here I am in this, in this beautiful expression of the divine in one finite possibility, potentiality. It's, Frank showed up as a point of power, the point of the divine expression as me here that has a arc to that expression. And the other truth of me is I'm infinite. Both. The same time. And part of the joy, the experience, the expressions, we harmonize those. Maybe one is balance too, but the thing about balance is it feels like, well, too much of this, too much of that, it's kind of a back and forth, and that's fine. But I like about harmonies, it's kind of like, they blend together. It's all in one. I was walking just out the other day, I was just walking by the lake and the pond. One of the things I like to do when I walk is I listen to podcasts and different news sources or different uplifting. I have a lot of different various podcasts and get different ideas. But one of the things I realize is the podcast has given me this intellectual download. I'm in this place of thinking and my mind is focused. And, that's one thing. It's one like sort of, I'm doing this thing on the finite side. I'm doing this thing where I'm taking in information and I'm taking in stuff and I'm filling my mind and I'm hyper-focused on that. And what I've been trying to do, like when I listen to podcasts, I'm out in nature and run, half the time I might listen to something on the podcast. The other half of the time, I just want to be. So I said, well, I'm at this pond and it's just beautiful. I turned off the podcast. And all of a sudden, as if in a flash, just hit me. It's like, oh my God, there's a big 3/4 moon. It's up there, and it's like in the sky, and it's got all these fingerlets of gray clouds and this brilliant blueness. And all of a sudden, the trilling of like a zillion birds and the towhees and the jays and all the wrens, and they were all around me, like a switch flipped. Oh, they were there all along, right? But it's this balancing. It's like all of a sudden, I said, I am going to stop trying to take, and I'm just going to be open to the awareness because we have the ability to I'm going to really focus on this and really get into it. Now I'm going to stop it. I'm just going to be an open book and take it in. This harmony of things. I realize there's a time to be out and just listening to nature. I want to be in that space. And there's a time to get busy and open a book and read and listen to the podcast and take notes. And when's the right, and we know, we find it, I find it, I'm suggesting we all can find this harmony all the time. There's almost like an internal gauge. It says, ooh, I'm too far over here. Oh, it's too much of that. No, I'm over, no. Now I've had enough of the quiet. I've had enough of laying on the couch for a week. I'm ready to get busy. I want to get back into the energy of things, this harmony. Going back to the fishing, here's another good harmony. Here's another good balance. There was a sense where people were really, there was like this anger, and people talked about this judgment. These people in Norway, these Oslo fishers, they fished the fish to exhaustion. They were just so cruel. And they needed to realize the sustainability, the balance, the rhythm of these things, the sustainability of things. Yes, and I love that too, right? But there's a time where we can be so into the sustainability of things, we don't want to lose track of the other side that says we can go out and experience an abundant universe. Which one is it? The energy of let's get the fleet, let's go out and fish, let's start a society, a whole culture based on fish and food and raising a village and having this abundance in our world. And at the same time, well, we need to balance and we need to slow down and we need to find harmony, we need to find sustainability, we need not fish so much, we got to find an alternate. This article that I was reading about the fisher, the author said she looked at those fishers. I was so angry at them. They're so, anti-environmental, and they killed all the fish and they fished to exhaust. What the heck is wrong with them? And then realized that on this side, it's like, oh, we're being really sustainable. Yeah, but there's a world to be engaged with. So where's the the sweet spot? Maybe that's another word. It would be the theme of the year. Where's the sweet spot? Finding these balances, finding these harmonies. You can see how this could be a year theme. These harmonies, these balancing, these seemingly contradictory truths that are in our life. I really feel this, but also this, but also this, And part of it is, too, that we're so multifaceted, us human beings. We live in the physical world, but the promises to us, so much of what we take in has to do with consciousness. The fact that we have this infinite, unlimited side of our being. Eric Butterworth, you might know him as a great unity teacher. He says it like this: the universe owes you a living. The universe, you are entitled, every single person in here is entitled to the abundance and the fullness of everything from the universe. From the universe. The world, however, So you can go downtown Bellingham and stand out on some street corner and says, my reverend said, the universe owes me anything. Gimme, 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 gimme. And no, good luck with that. The way Eric Butterworth talks about it is the universe, by the definition, it means the allness, the everything, the all of it. What else do we say is all of it and everything and the fullness? We say God. In other words, a universe is synonymous with God. The allness, the everything, the above and the below, the within and without, and not just all things, but all emotions, all feelings, all areas of consciousness. And he says, and I love this, the universe, the consciousness, in the area of being open awareness and consciousness, the world, the universe owes us and just has promised us everything. We are totally, fully abundant in consciousness. This realm, this place of opening up and saying, and I remember, oh God, when I came to Unity, I remember getting this. And I remember this sense of like, oh, if only I had this, everything would be meaning a thing or a feeling or maybe an amount in the bank. Everything would be okay. And the promise is not that we get an abundance of things. We get the abundance of ideas, creativity, potentiality, possibility, insight, strength, courage, ability to see things in new ways, all the potentiality of what it means to be a fully alive, inspirited human being. We have an abundance of that. And then we take those ideas, those ways of seeing the world, those divine potentialities, the world of creativity, and then we come into the world and we apply it. And then we see what unfolds in the way of that world that includes arcs and limits and times and thises and that's and all that. Do you see the difference? The world doesn't owe us anything, just the opposite. The universe has promised us everything. And as children of the universe, children of the divine, children of God, manifestations, the outpicturing of the divine energy, then we come into the world not to go to be getters, but as this outpicturing, we have come to be givers. We have come to be givers. In the world, we are the abundance of givers, because in the universe, we're sitting here drinking through a fire hose. And here's the balance, It's this constant flow. It's this harmony of receiving and of giving and of receiving and of giving and receiving. And where do we receive? From consciousness, from the abundance of the universe, from the eternality, from the divine source itself. We receive all of this. And then we show up in the world and we go, look, all this I got. What do I do with it? Express, give it away, do something with it, create, explore, be on fire, be a giver in all sorts of ways. Because when we turn to consciousness, to the fullness, what do we do with it all? There's a story, and this comes from 2 Kings, one of my favorite guys, old prophets. His name's Elisha. And this story goes like this. There was a wife, and this wife was a member of the company of prophets. And she cried out to Elisha, your servant, my husband, is dead, and you know that your servant feared the Lord, but a creditor has come. I'm going to take my 2 children as slaves. She owes a lot. So they take the kids as slaves. I looked it up, and I think stuff like that did happen, They had to work off the debt. So Elisha says to her, well, what do you want me to do? Isn't that great? It says more like, what shall I do for you? But I kind of like, yeah, what do you want me to do about it, Then pauses and says, well, tell me, what do you have in the house? What do you have in the house? And she answered, oh, your servant, she has nothing in the house. Well, except a jar of oil. You were wondering why this jar of oil was sitting up here the whole time. Right? Is he going to get to the oil thing? You got to have patience. I should have started. You knew we'd get there. So Elisha said, and I love this. Elisha tells the widow, you go outside and borrow vessels from all your neighbors, empty vessels, and not just a few. You go borrow vessels from your neighbors, and not just a few. And then you go in, shut the door behind you and your children, and then start pouring into all these vessels. And then when each is full, set it aside. So before we continue the story, imagine this widow goes out and she starts going, I need vessels. Give me vessels. I need more and more vessels. And I need more vessels. And give me more vessels. And I need more vessels. And even more vessels. And then give me some more. And I need vessels. Lots of vessels. Okay, you got the vessels? All right. I want to get a picture of this. So Elisha says, get the vessels, go in and shut the door behind you. Wait, come on, metaphysicians. Go in. Where's she going? Into the silence. Go into the silence. God, thank you. Yeah, we get this. And then in that place, so is this about what's happening in the physical world? No, it's about what's happening in consciousness. In her consciousness. Okay, good metaphysicians. So what does the oil stand for? Joy, yeah. There's many definitions. What else? Abundance. Just trust what your heart says. Love, yeah. What do we do when we anoint people with oil? We bless them. We love them. We welcome them into community. We say, you're part of this now. You're blessed. You're awakened. What does the Messiah mean? The word Messiah means the anointed with oil. Yeah. And so she left him and shut the door behind her and her children, and they kept bringing all these vessels to her. And then she kept pouring and pouring and pouring. So imagine, she starts out with one little jar of oil, and she gets all these vessels, and she pours, and it's full, 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 and it's full, and it's full, and it's full, and it's full. And finally, at the end, there's no more vessels. She got all she could get, and she looked up, and then she went, it's empty. Once all the vessels were full, all these were full, then, and only then, did the original jars go off. Bring me another vessel, she said to her sons. But then they said to her, there's no more. And the oil stopped flowing. So she came out and she told that man of God. And he said, now, all that oil, go sell it. Go sell it and pay your debts. And then whatever's left over, you'll have plenty to live on. You'll have plenty to live on. You see the play. She's like, oh, this is great. She's got what, and you can put them down now, it's for a fact, or hold them, or imagine them filled with oil and what you're going to do. We'll wash them all, by the way, if you, yeah. So imagine this lady, Elijah says to her, she says, what do you have? What do you have? And when he asked the question, what do you have? He was asking the question, what do you have where? In consciousness. But she answered, I love this word, I only got one jar. She answered in the plane of the physical. She didn't see what he was asking. She's thinking, oh, I got to deal. The problem starts with me having an issue in the physical world, so I got to now take care of it in the physical plane. That's it, right? Physical, you got to do it. But he said, in the physical plane, you're not going to fix this. You only, and I love it. She says, did you ever get a case of the onlys? Some people say they're lonely. Some people go, I'm only. I only have one jar of oil. I would share more time, but I only have so much extra time in my life. How could I possibly volunteer? I could do that, but I only know how to do this much. How could I help you with that project? Because I don't really know that much. I only know, How about giving to, whether it's to Unity, to a nonprofit, something financially, something you care about, something that's close to your heart. I would, but I only have this, so, because we're thinking the limit of the finite world. And the finite world, it does have its boundaries. There's only so many fish in the sea. But in the area of consciousness, which was Elijah's asking her, what do you have? What do you really have in consciousness? You have an abundance. And to show you this, he says, go get all the vessels. I'll show you how it works. And in a consciousness, she filled up everything she can. And here's that harmony again. Look at how this play of the eternal in consciousness outpictures and manifested in the truth of what she needed in the physical plane. That's what these stories are about. Which side are we dealing in? Was it all about consciousness or was it all about the manifest world? Yes. This is how it works. This is the abundance into the manifest world starts in a place of consciousness and then outpictures into the fullness through different ideas. And you notice Elijah in this sort of miracle or this happening, just like I see Jesus in the Gospel of John all the time. What does he do? Is he doing some special words or is he doing some special No, he's standing outside the house going, go get some bowls. Go get your oil. Go inside and pray. He's like, I know how this works. You find out. You try. You see how it works. Okay. So we're dealing in harmony. So many harmonies. Oh my God, I want to launch into 1 million, but I got all year, so there's time. But today, part of this balance we want to talk about is this. What do I see in the unlimited side of consciousness? And how does that outpicture into the myriad, many forms of how we live our regular day-to-day life? And this works on the level of healing. This works on the level of money. This works on the level of time. It works on the level of ideas. It works on the level of any kind of prosperity we might think of. We want to start in consciousness. It's kind of why I was just thinking, it's why we start our services, we sing a song, and then we go into a time of silence and guided meditation so we can touch into the consciousness of things that primes our hearts and our souls so that we start feeling into that energy that we know what we're talking about in the bigger world. So what if I was to say, and we sent this out, instead of this this place in consciousness of oil, we're going to place in consciousness, here's one example, just one, of a pledge card that we sent out in December. Bowls? We need more bowls. Yeah, we need to bring more bowls. Vessels, thank you. Yeah, you get the metaphor here. Thank you. I was hoping it'd work. We sent these out. And I'm going to leave these up here because I don't know how many people brought them. Just on a very practical note, on the practical side of things, on the finite world, on this plane, which, by the way, never making the finite plane any less sacred than the consciousness plane. There's no like, that's the holy and that's the profane. That kind. We use those words sometimes. But that is not the gospel. To my reading, is never the gospel. The resurrected Jesus Christ energy resurrected in a body. Different, rejuvenated, in a new form, in a new way, a body that sat according to the stories and could eat fish with their friends, but then also can walk through walls and disappear. So an evolution, a transformed, but still embodied nevertheless. This expression, this experience we're having as physical beings that are, we're these spiritual beings having this human experience. And that all is sacred. And so this harmonization, this dance between this abundance of consciousness, this everything we could possibly have in consciousness, including ideas and expressions and all the things that we could possibly have, and how that outpictures into the manifest world. As within, so without. As within, so without. And when we start from what do I have in consciousness and what am I excited to bring to Unity of Bellingham? I'm excited to bring to Unity of Bellingham. And there's been an excitement. But what is it I'm excited to bring to Unity of Bellingham? And how do I want to express this? And there's no like requirement in any kind. This is the beautiful thing about community, is we're co-creating and building this together. So the question is, well, we're going to work on our consciousness and see the eternal abundance that just like the wine, just like the oil, we can just keep pouring it as long as we expand our consciousness to know how to do that. One of the ways, there's many ways, of course, but one of the ways is also a pledge card. And here we are on the material side, is that, and I'm looking at Jene, our treasurer, these pledge cards that we'll get to, we're going to put this out for the next few weeks. You can grab a pledge card today or you can stick one in. They really helped us last year in doing our budget for looking at what our programs were and our projects and kind of our goals for fundraising and everything else. So if you would be so kind, after service, we'll leave these up. If you want to fill one in and put it in, or if you've brought your own, and if not today, over the next 2 weeks, feel free. I invite you. We'll be putting this up for a couple weeks to pitch into this world of abundance. And I have some fun announcements. And I'm going to make one fun announcement ahead of time because it's part of this infinite and finite. I love that we still have our Christmas stuff up. My neighborhood, it was down 2 days after Christmas. And the reason I'm bringing that up is part of it was we wanted it up for Whitestone because the Christmas season goes through Epiphany, right? But also because we share with another church. And in the Coptic Christian tradition, Christmas is later. So we've kept this up for another church. And what I love about this is for our friends who meet here on Saturday. And what I love about that is like, you know, you go, well, Chris, here it is. It's December 25th. It's over, you know, this little slice. But because of this other community that's here, we expand what's possible. We expand that our building can be used for more than one thing. And we know it is for healing, for prayers, for Rickie, for 12-step programs, for all sorts of things. This expansive consciousness of what's possible. And, you know, it's just a matter of, in consciousness, not thinking of the limits of even what we can be as Unity of Bellingham, but to expand it. And on that note, Dak's going to help us, for those who are willing to stay after for just 15 minutes and take down the Christmas trees because we're going to put them away today. Okay, but that's just an announcement. But I want you to take this for 1 second, if you will. Maybe you just close your eyes and feel into this energy of this Elisha energy, this person of the divine, this person of God who speaks to you and says, well, what do you have? And if there's any part of us that in our consciousness is saying, well, I only have this much time or this much talent or this much financial support or this much ideas or this much I can support or do or give or express, to really check in on the onlys, you know, and to just open our sensibilities to, when we hear this question, this person of the divine, this person of the universe, this voice of the universe that says, well, what do you have? Know that that very voice of the universe that asks the question has sort of a smile on their face and says, what are you open to receiving? How many bowls can you go get right now? How can I fill you up? How can I fill you up to overflowing? And this voice of the universe, which is the voice of God, which is the voice of the divine, which is the voice of Spirit eternal, is asking, open our arms, asking us to open the number of bowls and vessels for receiving, asking us to open our minds to the possibilities of new ideas, new ways of thinking about it, new ways of thinking about Unity of Bellingham. Christmas isn't one day. Unity of Bellingham, it goes for weeks. New ways, expansive ways of thinking about our commitment to each other. We belong to each other. Our lives are enmeshed with each other. And Spirit says, I am willing to supply you with all that you need in consciousness to then outpicture what you want and you desire and is possible in this world, this experience, in the world. How open can we be? How many bowls can we gather? The universe is promising us abundance in all things, so that we can be the servants of the universe, the servants of the divine that show up on this world and be the ones who bless and give and share and energize and give forth all good. That's our calling. That's our ability. That's our joy. And when you're ready, take a breath with that. Take a breath with it for all the week. And come back to the room. And come back to the room. And so it is. Just a couple announcements. So Earth Care today, Jim, I think Earth Care, can we meet after? Oh wait, first off, Christmas trees. Dak is here. Where's Dak?
He went that way.
He went that way? I think he went that way because he's getting boxes. So what we want to do is, and it won't take long, lots of hands make for light work. We've got 2 trees out there and the garland and all this, and Dak knows where it all goes, and we can get the trees upstairs, and it won't take long. So all of you who can, just please stick around. Let's get rid of the trees. Pack up the trees and put them away for the season, and then we'll have the Earth Care meeting. And by the way, our Spirit Groups meeting, we're going to postpone that for now, yeah. So we'll let you know. If you look in the bulletin, it says there's a spirit groups. Everybody involved with spirit groups, we're going to meet the 15th. That's not going to happen. We'll let you know when the new date is, okay? Also, our chaplain today is Helga. If you want a moment of personal prayer, Helga will be in the love spoken here word. And finally, can I invite up LM? There's another announcement you've seen in your bulletin about our mystery dinner fun thing. So LM's going to talk about that for just a second. That's live.
All right. So, hey, everybody. I just want to say they did find out about me. So, we are doing a community builder on February 15th. It is a murder mystery party. It's called Murder on the Moonlight Express. It's going to be a killer date night for any of those that would like to take advantage of that. If you're single, don't worry about it. Come on and sleuth with us. It'll be awesome. The tickets are $20, and it will include dinner, dessert, and a chance at a raffle. It is going to be infinite fun, but it's a finite amount of tickets that we can sell. So I will have the tickets after church for the next month. It is, again, February 15th from 5 to 7. It is a 1930s theme, so costume is suggested. And the other really fun thing is you have the opportunity to be one of the suspects. These are also finite. There's a few spots left. If you want to do this, it is a commitment. You have to be, if you sign up, you have to be this, because I don't know who did it, and it might be you. You might have done it, okay? So I do want to make a statement. I did not do it this time. It wasn't me this time, okay? So I'll be around after church if you want to buy a ticket. Again, it's for the dinner, the dessert, and the raffle, $20. If you don't have a date for the killer date night or the killer, the moonlight, Murder on the Moonlight Express, buy two. You don't know. You might get lucky. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll be in the back.